Tamara Alrifai is Director of External Relations and a spokesperson for UNRWA, the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. She joins us now from Amman in Jordan. Tamara, this ceasefire agreement offers some hope. It's something which we just had echoed by Tom Fletcher, the UN Under-Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs. But the situation on the ground is absolutely dire, and the conditions for things to get worse before they get anywhere near better are rife.
That is correct. It is a moment of hope, both for an immediate respite for those who have survived, who have not been killed in Gaza, but it's also a moment of immense anticipation once we, the humanitarians, the humanitarian organization, are able to truly acknowledge, realize the scope and the scale of the destruction and of the work that lies ahead. And speaking of the work that lies ahead, the first thing we're calling for after a ceasefire, which hopefully will hold, is a surge in the influx of humanitarian assistance, food, tents, blankets, medicines, hygiene kits, including for women, an actual surge and not a trickle like we have seen in the last 2 years. The longer term will require a lot of work. I heard one of your interviewed people talking about dignity. It'll take a lot to restore normality that will help people feel they're regaining themselves and their dignity. Housing, 90% of it is destroyed. Cropland, 86% of it is destroyed. A health system that is decimated. But if UNRWA, the largest aid agency, is able to do its work in the way it knows how to, using our 11,000 employees who are still in Gaza, and using our infrastructure and our trucks and our warehouses and our knowledge of the community, maybe that hope will grow.
Tamara, Israel banned UNRWA, of course, but it's probably gratifying for yourselves to actually now be part of the humanitarian assistance program once again. How important is it for you to be involved with the distribution of aid? And indeed, what kind of advantages do you bring over other Gazan NGOs?
UNRWA is the largest aid agency in Gaza. We have about between 11 and 12,000 Palestinian staff, Gazans, who have continued to work throughout the war. So they've provided 15,000 medical consultations, even under the Israeli ban. The Israeli ban mostly affected the presence of international staff, like myself and my international colleagues. But the doctors, the nurses, the educators, the social workers, the shelter managers have remained in Gaza, and these are the backbone of the humanitarian response. Now, they have to be empowered to play their role, including by allowing UNRWA supplies to go in order for us to be able to continue running the primary healthcare network that we run, and later on to bring over 660,000 children back to learning and hopefully back to school. Because there's an entire generation that has been away from formal schooling and traumatized for the last 2 years.
Very quickly, what are the longer-term plans there to get these kids back into school?
Quickly repair the schools. UNRWA has over 180 schools in Gaza that have been turned into shelters. These need to be repaired, and the kids need to slowly come back to school and be given not only learning and education, but psychosocial support to deal with their trauma. And this is what UNRWA can do. UNRWA is uniquely placed to run a full-fledged education system in the same way it did before the war in Gaza.
Tamara, thank you so much. Tamara Alrifai, Director of External Relations and a spokesperson for UNRWA.